So I'm gonna put this in there before I start my episode, but this next episode that's coming up that I'm putting in, this in front of it, will be mainly shorts put together to make it one video because of the accessibility of having the camera and stuff like that, so you can get a better view of what I'm actually doing. So hopefully this will help out a little bit better. So other than that, enjoy the show. Hello back to Broken Gear Garage. Today I will be showing you how to do an alternator on a 2004 Ford Escape. So it's going to be hard. I'm going to probably do video cuts and edit it, so there's no real view of you guys. So this is the new one. The old one. And a pain in the butt to do. But you get cheated a little bit. Or maybe that's the way it's supposed to be, but it goes from there. Disconnect the battery. Move the battery cable, and then there's going to be a connector. Which pop off. And then you take 15 millimeter. There's going to be a nut there. Take that nut off to get this shield off. Pretty much how it sits in there. And then this sits onto here. So this is all 8 millimeter. You got 15 that holds this on. This wonderful piece is going to go just like that. And boom. And that goes with that. So that's how it sits in the vehicle. So you take this 8 millimeter off, take that off, and then 15 millimeter, because there's a stud in there, with your 15 millimeter socket, your nut, that comes off. Then the fun part is you have to take these two 13 millimeter bolts out on the bottom. And then there's going to be another nut here on that stud, which you got to take off to get this all loose. And you pretty much have a finagle like that. And you take off all these little nuts. There's 3 little nuts around it. Get that off in order to have enough room to be able to sneak that in and out. And these are just 8 millimeter nuts that hold that housing on. I mean, Ford, why not just freaking throw it in the front of the engine? But I get your concept or whatever, but more hassle than what it's worth. Okay, so this is with the alternator in. I had to weasel it between AC line, heater core line, and the exhaust manifold without that vacuum plate on. That just controls the airflow so it doesn't overheat. So it's just the 3 little millimeter nuts. And you get that in there, lay it like that. Put this cover on, tighten those up, and then you can actually install it into there. Which first you need the stud on. I took it off thinking that I should be able to get more room, but that didn't really help much. So this is a stud. It just has a torque spit on the end. Somewhere. Be an E10, or no, well, E8 is is the size of torque bit I'm using on this back side to get this off and on. So I'll be right back. Now I got it done, mostly. It's loosely on there, but so this is the 15 millimeter nut that holds the top into that stud. And then right there, two 13 millimeter bolts. Make sure those are lined up. I'm just gonna throw everything off, or it's not gonna sit right. And that's what it's gonna look like. So I get those tight in the bottom and stuff, and this one tight. So I can get the rest on. Okay, now I got this shield on. That's another 15 millimeter. So it's what it can look like. It should be centered on there. You'll feel this bottom section is like molded, so you can't go too far inwards or outwards. It has to be just right for that other pipe to get put on there. So you can put the 8 millimeter in there. Take on a socket or bolt. That will be on there. And that should be placed right so you can get the 8 millimeter bolt onto there. So we're gonna install that one now. So this is the 8 millimeter bolt. The dark spot is where it goes over the alternator. So supposedly it needs all these threads to hold that little plastic piece in place. So this is everything back hooked up. The 10 millimeter bolt goes this way through the in the engine bay. There's gonna be this little section. Pretty much I go through here. You get about that much room. It's indented, so you gotta get that screw deep in there, and then use your two little fingers to weasel it as tight as you can before you put that on there, or before you get a socket on there and tighten it back up. I just need to zip tie those back into place, put the serpentine belt back on, and the battery, which I can do right now. And I'll let you watch this. Give me a little bit of positivity for the day. You don't arc them. Snug. Don't need tight, just snug. Other than that, just putting that serpentine belt on, which of course, I mean, you really can't see anyways. So, if I were on the video, and I guess I can show you where the tensioner is. Down in there, and that's it's just a 15 millimeter socket. You twist it and put the socket on. If you move to the right, so if you pull that or you twist your ratchet or your wrench to the front of the dig, that should release the tension on that belt. Other than that, have a good day, and hopefully you're here for the next video. Let me catch your attention again, but same at the end. So when you do the drive belts, make sure, or serpentine belts, whatever you want to consider them, check all the pulleys, all the belt, check the belts and stuff to make sure there's no cracks or any damage to it, because it'd be perfect time to replace them. But once you get it on, make sure, if you're not sure exactly, remember exactly how they go off. Get hooking up, please look for a belt routing diagram. But once you're done, just make sure that all of them are on the pulleys properly and seated properly. If it's done right, Either the tensioner should be fully maxed out to the stopper for when you're trying to take it off, and there should be no play in the belt when it's back on, so you should have happy medium pretty much. So other than that, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks, bye.